What was your favorite thing about living in Australia?
Ooh, yeah.
And favorite things about living in Canada? Apologies if it's been asked before. It hasn't been asked before, I don't think.
Actually, maybe Australia is where I blossomed because I was kind of an unpopular loner here. I did better in Australia. And I was also...
you came back and went back to being
I went
alone?
back. Yeah, it happened.
Oh, wow.
I wonder... And also I was a night owl in North America, in Canada. And I was a morning person in Australia. I remember I woke up early to like do homework or something.
Oh, so you should be in that hemisphere.
I think so. I think, yeah, I'm just in the sort of...
time zone.
Yeah, let's say hemisphere, yeah. I think I'm just naturally in the wrong hemisphere.
Do you felt better about the toilets flushing the other way too?
Do they actually do that? I don't even remember this.
Don't most toilet... Do they even circle? Don't they just sort of like shoot down now?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Toilets used to... Back when I was a kid, the water spun in the toilet.
There was a Simpsons episode about this, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's a thing. What do you remember about Australia? I was a little too young to
old enough
appreciate
that
it.
I remember. I'd also been back twice since we lived there.
I went with you one time back to visit.
I went once. I went to sort of Australia and Southeast Asia for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Towards the end of school. Yeah.
Do you think your interest in traveling came from having experienced a different country at a young age?
I don't know. It can't hurt, I guess. But Australia is... I kind of give Australia a hard time as a destination. Like, I tell people, like, the reason to go to Australia is because it's the most exotic place you can go and experience basically no culture shock and have no language problems as an English-speaking, Western European, North American,
Gotcha.
Right? For people like us.
I hear that, yeah.
And like, if you want to go see kangaroos, like, I totally get it. But I'm looking for a very different cultural experience. So Australia is not sort of high on my list of, exciting places. However, that said, the coolest art gallery in the world is in Australia.
Tasmania?
Yeah, in Hobart, in Tasmania. It's called Mona. It's the best place in the world.
Never been, but I've heard good things.
Super cool. Yeah.
I think one of our Discord mods is in Tasmania. I want to say, is that true?
I should talk to him or her or them about Mona.
Maybe. Yeah. And it's funny you brought up wildlife. That is my most vivid memory of what Australia was like, both in like a good and bad way. Like,
like the
amazing
magpies.
Like it's amazing to see like
people off bikes.
kangaroos and stuff jumping around, and like you could go to these sanctuaries and see amazing animals and birds.
Well, we'd see like kangaroos like across the street. They're just around.
Yeah, sometimes they're just like hopping down residential streets. It's kind of weird. But like then you have like the snakes and spiders.
Yeah.
And like you go on a bike ride and it's like, watch out for the snake on the bike path.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we make a big deal out of that in North America. It's like a joke about Australia. But like, I never really felt afraid of walking through a field because of something could have bitten and killed me.
I feel like we had to think about the fact that there was likely snakes in that field when you were walking through it.
I'm more scared in a Canadian forest of bears than I ever was in Australia of snakes or spiders.
That's interesting. The things that are big enough to see are usually not the like the big brown snakes weren't really gonna do anything to you. It's like the tiny spider with the red dot on it that if it bites you, like you're screwed.
The big spiders, like the dinner plate size spiders that look terrifying,
right?
They're the ones, th're not toxic, they're not poisonous or venomous, whatever. Sure. But they eat the ones that are, so they're actually good to have around.
So keep a pet.
Yeah, one of our neighbors had a sort of reluctant pet huntsman. Not by choice, it was just sort of in their house.
Oh, they just did.
They always kind of get rid of it. It always found its way back in.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah.